As you are aware, we at Tesla don't build sluggish automobiles. We don't produce slow cars. Comparing this to a diesel vehicle, the power is astounding. You can really zoom around, especially if you're not towing anything. It's so amazing, it's like watching an elephant move like a cheetah. However, it is by no means slow. In fact, it is a big improvement over driving a semi-truck in that it accelerates and brakes quickly. Despite carrying 82,000 pounds, it actually doesn't feel like driving a truck. Rather, it seems more like a regular automobile. In many aspects, it represents a significant technological advance. There are still layoffs occurring for Tesla staff. The electric vehicle firm is firing hundreds of additional employees, including two high-ranking executives. The head of new products and the executive director of Tesla's supercharger group, barely 2 weeks after terminating at least 14,000 staff. In this episode, we'll examine a strange development at Tesla. To put it simply, an upgrade has been sent to the Optimus bot, and Walmart has received a new Semi. What is actually happening with Tesla these days, then? Is Elon Musk becoming the most innovative businessman of the 21st century, or is he going insane? This is a contentious topic with a wide range of opinions, but let's get started. Please show your support by enjoying this video and subscribing to our channel before we go any further. Let's get started. Welcome to Tesla Stock News. Tesla has been making large-scale layoffs throughout the whole organization. More employees were let go from the engineering, software, and service areas just this past weekend. Along with the majority of the giant Texas battery cathode manufacturing team, roughly 10 factory workers, a few high-ranking executives, and presumably everyone in charge of Tesla's supercharging division are also being laid off. This specific cut is causing a great deal of discussion. Tesla even called off its summer internship program only a few weeks before the country's college students were scheduled to arrive. The mystery is increased by the fact that Elon appears to be operating alone in a position of power vacuum with the return of Tesla's last senior officer, Tom Jiggo, to China. There has been some uncertainty as a result of Elon Musk's multiple justifications for the layoffs throughout this reduction process. Still, there's some clarity in his remarks. According to CEO Elon Musk, the business is proceeding with its intention to fire roughly 10% of its paid employees. He said the layoffs are necessary since the company grew in some sectors a bit too quickly. But in a year, he anticipates that they will have more employees, both hourly and salaried. The majority of those laid off in the initial wave were Giga Texas industrial workers. Elon ascribed this to hiring inefficiencies and role duplication brought on by Tesla's explosive increase in employment over the previous few years. Subsequently, prominent individuals started leaving. One of them was Drew Baglino, the chief of powertrain and energy engineering. As Elon Musk's right-hand guy, Drew was frequently spotted on stage with him during significant announcements. Many saw Drew as a future Tesla CEO in the event that Elon had a setback, but that did not appear to be the case. Elon told investors that these high-profile departures, which appeared to be mutually agreed upon or voluntary, were a part of the restructuring for the company's upcoming development phase. Subsequently, events took an odd turn when Rebecca Tanucci, the head of charging infrastructure, and the rest of the team behind Tesla's supercharging network were abruptly fired. She may be familiar to you from last year's Tesla Investor Day, when she talked about initiatives to improve the effectiveness of charging for Tesla customers, ease traffic at charging stations, and integrate additional automakers like Ford and Rivian into the supercharger network. All of it seemed like the kind of advancement that admirers of Tesla would want to learn about, but Elon's voice became very different. Elon demonstrated his seriousness about headcount and cost reduction with these layoffs, according to an internal communication that was leaked to the media. This is a section taken from the email. Hopefully, these steps are demonstrating that we must be really strict about cutting costs and staff. Although a few executives are giving this some serious thought, the majority are still unsure. After terminating unneeded hires, reorganizing the leadership team for a new stage of expansion, and now implementing strict cost-cutting measures, the company has moved on. Elon Musk is not rewriting history. All of his justifications for each stage of the reduction process were accurate at the time they were given. Returning to the topic of supercharging, a lot of Tesla owners are concerned about this. Even though the majority of EV drivers usually charge at home, having a dependable and efficient on-the-go charging solution is crucial. Tesla still intends to grow the supercharger network, Elon recently stated on X, although at a slower rate for new facilities and with a greater focus on extending existing locations and ensuring 100% uptime. Tesla's decision to pull out of 4 new supercharger stations near New York City, where construction was set to begin, was a clear indication of this slower growth. These stations were designed to handle the increase in demand from Tesla-powered Uber drivers. Introduced last year, the Green Rides initiative in New York City requires all newly licensed ride-sharing vehicles to be electric. In NYC, the use of EV chargers has already increased tenfold as a result of this rule. Supercharging is necessary much more frequently for rideshare vehicles than for regular drivers, particularly for those operated by Uber and Lyft. Reliable public charging stations are essential because most NYC residents lack access to home charging infrastructure, unlike typical EV owners who can charge their vehicles at home. For Tesla, this circumstance offers both possibilities and challenges. The growing number of EV chargers highlights how urgently a strong and widespread supercharger network is required. Nevertheless, Tesla recently sacked every member of the team in charge of its supercharging business, casting doubt on the company's capacity to satisfy this expanding demand. However, the Tesla adventure is far from over. With its ups and downs, every day is a fascinating discovery that adds to its intrigue. That is the method by which Tesla continues to draw investors down its rabbit hole. But who else is as optimistic about Tesla as you are? That would be Seeking Alpha, today's sponsor. It's not enough to merely watch Tesla's phenomenal rise from the sidelines. Seeking Alpha is your one-stop shop for the most recent information on Tesla, Tesla stock price targets, Tesla innovation, and everything Elon Musk related for fans of the company and those who have an eye for finding the next big stock market find. The finest online source for pro-Tesla news is Seeking Alpha, so avoid the lamestream media's anti-Tesla propaganda. Our channel might receive a commission if you click on the affiliate links in the description and make a purchase. I appreciate your help. Other businesses, such as Revel, are filling the hole left by Tesla's decision to withdraw from adding new supercharger sites in New York City. Several of the charging stations that Tesla abandoned have already been taken over by Revel. Due to this change, Tesla might no longer be the only company offering infrastructure for charging its cars, particularly when additional EV manufacturers begin to use the North American charging standard. All EV charging providers will have to have these connectors if all EVs use NACS, which will enable businesses like Revel and Electrify America to service Tesla vehicles. This move may lessen the immediate pressure on Tesla to grow its network of superchargers, but it may also have an adverse effect on the company's reputation and level of customer happiness in the event that the public charging infrastructure is unable to satisfy user demands. The capacity to offer convenient, dependable charging will be essential to preserving Tesla's competitive advantage as the EV industry expands. One plausible explanation could be that almost all new electric vehicles sold in America after 2025 will use Tesla's charging technology, known as the North American Charging Standard. As a result, Tesla is under less pressure to offer all charging infrastructure. All EV charging sources will need to have native NACS connectors if every car uses NACS. Businesses such as Revel and Electrify America will step in to cover this vacuum. Indeed, Revel has already taken over the Tesla-abandoned charging outlets in New York City. Therefore, Tesla is no longer directly tackling the charging infrastructure issue, even though it is still being addressed. This begs the question of Elon's mental methodology. Was the Tesla charging team working on something they already did? Was there a need for restructuring because things were changing so quickly? Or was this a chance to make financial savings? There may be a purpose to Elon's behavior, even though it's not always the best course of action. There are times when advancement requires change. We'll just have to wait and see how things work out because change is frequently uncomfortable and can get messy. A Walmart branded trailer is being towed by a brand new Tesla Semi that was seen driving. On the internet during the weekend, there are